And hello, everybody. Thanks so much for logging on again. Welcome to Big Time Sports and to Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the men's Big Ten basketball tournament. It is quarterfinal Friday, to me, the best day of conference tournament action, where the 8 best teams go at it as they move on, hopefully, to Championship Sunday. But before we get to the quarterfinal matchups, let's look back and show you what happened on day 2 of the Big Ten tournament here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And no surprises so far, which surprises me a little bit. The scores began with Maryland knocking off the 9th seed Michigan State Spartans 68-57. Some may call that a surprise. Both teams should be headed to the NCAA tournament regardless of what happened anyway. The 5th seed, the Ohio State Buckeyes, knocked off number 13 Minnesota 79-75. The Buckeyes built a big lead. The Gophers came all the way back, made it interesting, but they did fall short. It'll be interesting to see if the Gophers have done enough to get into the NCAA tournament. We will see. In the night session, it was the 7 seed Rutgers knocking off the 10 seed Indiana 61-50. The Hoosiers went 7 minutes late in that second half without a basket, only a couple of free throws, and now we're on the Archie Miller coaching watch. Is he on the hot seat? Rutgers eliminates the Hoosiers and ends their season. Indiana's lost their last 6 games. The final there was 61-50. And in the nightcap, it was another thriller. Wisconsin built a double-digit lead over Penn State and then had to hang on for dear life, knocking off the Nittany Lions and eliminating them by 1 point. So that sets up today's quarterfinals, which tip off in about an hour, and we've got some great matchups too. The first one, the Maryland Terrapins taking on the Big Ten regular season champ, Michigan Wolverines. That one goes in about an hour. The Wolverines have come off a couple of losses in this past week, so they want to get back on the beam. Here's what the Terps and the Wolverines have to say about today's matchup.
Yeah, was I worried? Yeah, after coming off 2 losses, I was worried. But the guys did it, and that's a really good sign for us, because we haven't done that a lot this year when we're not playing great, just to really turn it on. We could do it last year's team, but this year's team hadn't been able to do it, so it's a real positive for us.
We got to get back to our habits and how we want to play, and if we do that the right way, I think we'll have a great chance against any team in the league. So that's really our mindset coming into practice every day, and hopefully you can see that on Friday.
Yeah, the Wolverines want to prove that they indeed are deserving of that 1 seed that they will most likely get in the NCAA tournament. Game 2, after the Wolverines and the Terrapins, is the Buckeyes of Ohio State taking on the 4 seed, the Purdue Boilermakers. Now, the Boilers defeated Ohio State twice during the regular season. Can they do it 3 times? It's going to be tough. Here are the Buckeyes and the Boilers on today's game.
We've got to do some things better, but I give those guys credit. So we're not giving this one back by any stretch. I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of EJ for knocking those free throws down late. You're going to miss some free throws. We missed a couple critical ones, but no, I feel good about being able to survive and advance and move forward.
When we have energy, we're unstoppable. Guys, we have energy. Shots fall for us. We can't go into the game or any game, relying on calls to go our way, shots to go down. If we play hard and bring energy, I think everything else will follow.
Well, that should be a great one. Starting the evening session, it's the Fighting Illini of Illinois taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And more on the Illini, we welcome in Marley Weirda from WCIA in Champaign. Thanks for joining us out here at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Of course, it's a beautiful day, much better than yesterday when it was pouring down rain. So happy to be here joining you this morning.
Should be a great game tonight. What are you expecting from the Illini as they take on Rutgers? Maybe a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I know they wanted that Big Ten championship. They're pushing to get a ring. And this is their opportunity here in the tournament, right?
Absolutely. Motivation for them is at an all-time high right now, especially after you mentioned that they really wanted that Big Ten regular season title. Now they're going for something a little bit more. A national championship, of course, has been a goal that they've talked about all season. But first, they want to win a Big Ten tournament championship. And they've had so much momentum ending the regular season with big wins against Ohio State and Michigan on the road. So I think if they can carry that momentum into this week, they'll be doing just fine.
Road warriors, right?
Absolutely.
Down the stretch, they did it all on the road against some really tough teams. How much can that help them as they face the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and how do they do against Rutgers during the regular season?
Right, and this is a team that has succeeded so well on the road, but that's the one exception against Rutgers. Maybe that was a loss that it put a little dink in their resume, but I don't know if it's a loss that this team really remembers so much. I think that this is a very different Illinois team from where they were the last time they faced Rutgers, and they've shown that, hey, they can win on the road, they can win at home, they can win against top 10 teams, and they're proving to be one of the best teams in the country right now. So I think heading into this one, they'll do a lot better than they did last time against Rutgers, but also this is going to be a much improved Rutgers team. So, and some of the downfall of this Illinois team has been playing teams where maybe they overlook their opponent a little bit. They play to the level of their opponent and not to their potential. And I think that's where they've struggled a little bit, kind of in the mid-season, hitting that slump. But as they've proved against Ohio State, Michigan, they're doing just fine right now, so they're really just trying to keep that momentum heading into this.
What's the health of the team? We saw Ayo with the mask. He had
Yes.
that facial injury. He says he's playing like Batman. He's feeling like
Right.
Batman, right?
No, the superhero mask fits him so well because he is the superhero for this Illinois team. Often just bailing them out of late game situations, just with his late game heroics. And so the superhero mask fits him quite well. He's probably the best closer in the NCAA right now, and he has just been a big reason for Illinois' success. But he's coming off concussion protocol. He was out for 10 plus days-ish. He does have a broken nose, so that mask is to protect his broken nose, but he didn't really skip a beat against Ohio State. He was out against Michigan. I mean, that win is probably more impressive since they didn't have Ayo Dosunmu on the court, because there was a time where he was dominating the field completely, or the court, and just for them to get that win against Michigan without him, I think speaks volumes. But he did come back against Ohio State, scored 19 points, a game high, and we'll see what he can do at the Big Ten tournament. It's likely going to be his last time playing on this stage. He delayed his NBA dreams another year, but to play on this stage and to contend for this title, and that was some of his unfinished business that he mentioned when he decided to come back to Illinois to do.
What a dynamic player. He really
Absolutely.
makes this team go. Expectations, what were they coming into this season? Has the team exceeded what people were thinking about this basketball team?
I think they've matched the expectations that there were at the beginning of the season. They were ranked in the top 5 in the second week of the season, and then they kind of hit a little slump, getting those losses to Maryland at home, Rutgers on the road, and I think there was some concern of, okay, is this really the Illinois team that everyone has been talking about? Because they struggled, but I think with any team you're going to see ups and downs. You're going to have the freshmen kind of trying to adjust to the speed of the game, but as they've continued and finished the regular season, I think they've shown that they can handle adversity, they can overcome it, and now is when they want to be playing their best basketball, and I think they're peaking at just the right time.
What does it mean? Potentially, looks like they'll have a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament regardless. What does it mean to that team to be able to get a 1 seed? And this looks like the best Illini team we've seen since, 2005, the last time they won the Big Ten tournament.
Right. I mean, a lot of people are comparing them to this 2005 team, and they have potential to do so much damage here in the NCAA tournament. And I think, too, with this team and the character and just the potential, Brad Underwood has been pushing so hard to build this culture with this team, and they're finally at a point where I think this team is where they want to be. So for them to be heading into the NCAA tournament, likely with that number 1 seed after all that they've been through, I mean, they're coming off one of the worst seasons in program history, not even 2 seasons ago, and now to be a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament is absolutely incredible and so impressive what Brad Underwood has done with this team. I mean, just in the last 2 seasons, they've continued just to check boxes, right? You know, the first win at Wisconsin in 10 years, the first win at Michigan in however many years. They just continue to check these boxes that haven't been done in so long, and I think that is a sure sign of where this team can heading into the postseason.
I know, first things first, they got to beat Rutgers today, but
Right.
How much do you think they want to see Michigan one more time and really prove that they are the best in the conference?
Right, and that's the big debate right now is, okay, Illinois feels like they should win a share of the Big Ten regular season title. That's obviously out of their control, but if they get another shot at Michigan, I mean, that's just going to all the more prove, okay, if Illinois beats them, then okay, you know what, the the letter is signed.
Right.
They got what they wanted. But I think at the end of it, that would be a really cool matchup to see. I think they're excited to maybe get Iowa again, which
Sure.
they could see tomorrow before, of course, the championship game. They haven't ever gotten past Iowa in the Big Ten tournament. So that would be kind of another extra chip on their shoulder that I think they would want to get that win against the Hawkeyes.
Should be a lot of fun. The Illini and Rutgers later tonight. Marley Weirda, thanks so much for joining us, and
Of course.
have some fun. I hope you have an extended weekend here.
Yeah, we're hoping to stay till Sunday. As long as Illinois stays, we'll be here. So
Let's do it. We'll see what happens. That's Marley Weirda. Thank you so much. There's one more quarterfinal matchup. You heard Marley talk about it. It's the Iowa Hawkeyes as they will take on the Wisconsin Badgers, who escaped defeat from Penn State last night. It's the Hawks and the Badgers. They're not friends for a long time. They haven't been. They're big-time rivals. Here's their thoughts on today's game.
You have to find a way to survive and move on to the next game. And, they didn't get a chance to do this last year. So I think there's an extra appreciation to have these type of opportunities this year, whether it's this tournament or what's coming next week. Something that they lived through, losing what we had in front of us last year with the pandemic setting in.
It starts with being prepared and winning the first one, obviously, to get to Saturday. You don't want to ever kind of look at it, well, it's 3 games in 3 days. It's basically 1 game in 1 day, and then you have the opportunity to play again.
We will see how Luka Garza deals with those Wisconsin Badgers. They've already knocked them off once. But, there's not only men's basketball here in Big Ten country in Indianapolis. The women are taking the court down the street at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The semifinals are set for today, and that's where we've seen the upsets. Let's take a look at the bracket. In today's semifinals, it's the top seed in the Big Ten regular season champion Maryland Terrapins taking on the upstart Northwestern Wildcats, who surprised Michigan in the quarterfinals. And in Game 2, it's another upstart, the Michigan State Spartans, who defeated 10th-ranked Indiana, the 2 seed in the tournament yesterday. The Spartans will take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. That's taking place at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. So 6 Big Ten basketball games in Indianapolis today, 4 right here at Lucas Oil Stadium in the men's quarters, 2 down the street at Bankers Life Fieldhouse for the women's semifinals. Well, that's a wrap here for Big Time Sports. Thanks so much for logging on. I'm Chris Widlick in Indianapolis at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow.